guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. So this episode starts off with Rachel. Rachel tries to cover it up, but the test tells all. She is pregnant. Stephanie is in disbelief and she starts crying. What is Rachel's response? Rachel and her friend who's there are strangely happy about it. I know some people laugh when they're nervous, but they really seem more excited than anything. Her friend's like, bruh, Rachel, and Rachel looks like she just won a free trip to Disney World. Well, I guess in a way she kinda did, because no doubt MTV is gonna give her a raise and an extra season for this. She calls Cody and tells him the news, then the second he answers the phone, he tells her not to kill it. Stephanie knew that Rachel wasn't being safe, and Rachel says, I literally feel like the dumbest bitch on this earth. Rachel points out that she does have options, but Stephanie says she would regret those options for the rest of her life, meaning abortion. Surprise, surprise, Jaden has now been unofficially living with Briana after 2 weeks of being in a relationship. Gonna take it slow, huh, Briana? This relationship's gonna be different from all the rest, huh, Briana? Briana's sister Vanessa is annoyed at his constant presence and proving that she's truly Jessica's child. Vanessa's angry that he's there not paying rent or paying for groceries. She also thinks he left his home state without any plans and has no plans for the future. Jessica says she doesn't like him either, and she also doesn't understand his mindset of moving somewhere without a plan because she would never be the type of person to do that. Woman, what are you talking about? The lack of self-awareness in this cast is truly something to behold. Like, we all watched Jessica pick up and move to Oregon with no jobs, no plan, apparently assuming that a house would sprout up from the ground that you could live in, and maybe MTV would take pity on you and buy you food, because otherwise you were going to have to sell the car to buy groceries. Ashley and her mom are preparing for Holly's second birthday party. They were up all night crafting things and they still aren't done. Then they start bickering over Rice Krispies, I think, or a balloon arch of Rice Krispies. That last one sounds pretty cool. Bickering elevates to yelling and fighting with T screaming, especially psychotically. I noticed that they took the pastor off her little title card on this episode and now it just says T when they introduce her. Maybe her congregation finally decided to watch this show and locked her out the church, assuming she was ever a real pastor, which is quite the assumption. Kayla is going to be induced before Luke's classes start. Stefan has been claiming he's too busy working to see Isaiah, but yet when Kayla asks for child support, he says he has no money. Wow, someone better call up the labor union. They must have Stefan locked in a basement doing slave labor. Poor guy. Kayla is very excited that this time she's about to experience birth with a much more supportive father who actually treats her like a person. I think that's very sweet. Holly's party starts and everything looks just fine despite all the screaming earlier. Bar, Indiana Jones over here, is talking about how Ashley and her mom always fight before parties only for the event to go just fine. But it's hard to take him seriously in his little party safari hat. Like, even harder than it is to take him seriously with his eyebrow tattoos. Briana's family is planning a weekend beach trip for Brayson's second birthday. Briana wants Jaden to go, and Vanessa and Jessica don't want him there. They all get into an argument because Vanessa's mad that he's not family, and this is supposed to be a family trip. We've been there since day one, whatnot. Yet, Vanessa was planning to take her boyfriend on the trip too, so I don't really see where she's coming from with that. It seems kind of hypocritical. Briana then comes out saying, this is technically my house, I pay almost everything and pay for this trip, this is my money and I can have who I want at the party. And no one refutes that, no one argues with her about it. Aha! So we're seeing the true dynamic here. The fact that she's even saying that shows she might be a little bitter about it. And I don't blame her. She's 19 years old. She can't even go to college because she's the one financially supporting her own mom. And if she really is paying for everything, I honestly think she has every right to bring her 2 weeks boyfriend to the party. I don't like to side with Briana, but it is true. Vanessa's boyfriend's there too, so why can't Briana bring hers? He hasn't shown himself to be a bad person either, at least not yet. Rachel finding out she's pregnant is worse than her finding out about Hazley because she knew she could handle 1 baby but not 2, in her words. She insists that she knows Cody is the dad, but I mean, who can really be sure? She definitely wants her GED now, and she doesn't know about a job. Mallory thinks she probably can't get a job at this point, and suggests abortion. Rachel was considering it, but she doesn't think she can do that to another Hazley. Carla has been wanting to see Amor alone, which Kaya is not up for. Instead, she focuses on Tiesa's relationship with her and plans a surprise date like the therapist suggested. It's at a rock climbing place. I personally love rock climbing. I think it looks really fun. I wish we had one near where I live. But Tiesa happens to be scared of heights, so maybe not the best choice for a surprise. As far as I can tell, they don't even have any harnesses at this place. But there's a slightly not hard 6-inch pad on the floor, so if you fall, you probably won't break all of your bones. Anyway, they fight in front of the instructor because Tiesa's too scared of heights to do this, at all, and Kaya is mad she put in the effort and Tiaja isn't leaving her comfort zone. Maybe don't make someone who's afraid of heights come to a rock climbing place? I know she's being kind of a wet blanket, but you have to take into consideration other people's phobias, you know? It's more serious than just something you can get over. For example, Kaya obviously fears condoms, but luckily that isn't a problem with Tiaja. Kayla gets her water broken and baby Araya is born. Isaiah keeps saying, "I big brother." Congrats, Kayla! Ashley wants to keep her boundaries clear with Bar, which he is not too happy about, but she does manage to talk it out with her mom and apologize for the fight that they had earlier. He thinks that Ashley is sending Bar mixed signals, but she says no, it's only one signal. Also, she's going to LA soon to see her new mans. Briana tells Jaden about the fight, and Jaden is still coming to the trip. Jessica suggests that the two sisters talk it out, and she says she's bothered that Briana has already paid one of Jaden's bills. Briana gets defensive and says that Jaden always planned to pay her back, but it's kind of a red flag. Jessica warns her that she herself lent money to people in the past and she got burnt. Rachel decides to keep her baby. She considered other options, but me and Cody are definitely gonna stay together. He treats me really good, better than anybody. I ain't gonna find another one like him. Okay, Rachel, you literally sound like a 13-year-old. Already, Cody is anxious, and Rachel warns him about showing favoritism to his own child over Hazley. Joke's on him, though. I bet you neither of those are his child. Rachel tells him not to worry about Drew. I would never want him. That's what you told Jacob right before you snuck him in through the trailer window, though, so. Kayla had a painful birth with a burning vagina, as she puts it, because her epidural didn't work. She says, all I could think about is sex is not worth it. The motto of this show. Briana celebrates Brayson's birthday with her family. While they sing him happy birthday, Brayson screams so loud with his mouth so wide open he looks like that face that Snoopy makes in Charlie Brown. During the trip, Vanessa is mumbling shady shit under her breath about Jaden. Her and Briana start having a yelling match over it. Vanessa's still mad that Jaden's there, and Briana asks why does it matter? Vanessa doesn't feel comfortable around him, and she thinks he's irresponsible and immature. Damn, Vanessa, you only known him for 2 weeks. Then again, so did Briana. Briana says, you don't know him and you're a stuck-up bitch. I'm paying for it, so don't tell me who to bring. If she doesn't like it, she can move out. A little harsh, and Vanessa even starts crying, but I really don't know why Vanessa is making such a big deal out of it. Her boyfriend's on the trip too, so does she really have room to speak? I'm gonna have to side with Briana, honestly. And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. What do you think of Briana bringing Jaden on the trip? Do you think Rachel made the right decision to keep her baby? Make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for Teen Mom recaps every week.